Hi, today I'm going to be doing something new and different. This video is a story time with my actual voice of the years I've been in the Gacha community. If this isn't your thing, now's your sign to get out of here. So, it all started in the sweet year of 2018, and wee little me was just looking at some stuff to watch on YouTube. A Gacha Studio video popped up on my feed, and I took an interest because the thumbnail looked cool. I've never heard of Gacha up to this point, so this was something new to me. I watched a couple more of those videos and believed I could probably make better characters than the ones in those videos. So I downloaded Studio for the first time and I was enthralled. It wasn't just a normal dressing game, you could give the characters dialogues and make a story out of them, which was great because at the time I was really fond of making stories. Now, it was also around this time that I found out about Gachaverse. Cause after a few weeks or so, I got pretty bored with the limited assets of Gacha Studio, and I stumbled upon Gachaverse the same way, a YouTube video. The funny thing about that is, I thought Gacha Studio and Gachaverse was the same thing. Kinda. You see, I was already used to the poses and assets of Gacha Studio. When I saw a Gachaverse video for the first time, I was like, huh? How did they make this? Where did they get these poses from? Did they edit these and motivated to edit all the poses and clothes? It took me a whole minute to realize it was a different app altogether. Anyway, from there I started making a bunch of different characters. I think that was the place I made my first OC. Unfortunately, I don't have any screenshots or pictures of them during that era, so my bad. So my Gacha Studio and Gachaverse era was a rather short one. Less than a year really. Because shortly after, Gacha Life came into view, and I think that's where I learned there was an actual community of people called GachaTubers. Gacha Life is where my precious baby, Arya, was born, as well as my other main OCs. Before this channel, you ought to know there was another channel I had before this called Animator Gacha, which I shared with 3 other friends. One of us was an animator, like an actual artist animator, and me and this other girl made gacha videos. This channel is under the animator's account, by the way. I honestly don't remember how and why we started that joint channel. I assume we just wanted to share our passions together, like as a group, but I really can't remember anymore. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long, not more than a year I think, because our animator wasn't really active and the other gacha person just suddenly disappeared. I felt like I need to go my own way and find my own path in the community. Plus, I didn't want to keep using someone else's account for my videos. So, I diverged from that and created this channel and named it Wild. On this very day in the year of 2019, this channel was born. And yes, Ariane Lorraine was not the first name of this channel. Why I named it that, you ask? Well, at the time, I just liked eyes because they looked silly and gave the creeps at the same time. And they lived in the wild. Fun fact, I was a huge animal lover back then. Also, if you're from this era and still stayed with me this far, I love you, you're amazing. Even more awesome if you came from my animator gacha era. Anyway, I kept that name for a while. And some videos with that name are still up actually. I kept them for nostalgic purposes, and in case y'all are interested in my early gacha videos, feel free to have a look. I remember my channel was not doing well as it did with my animator gacha one, and that made me feel super bummed, cause the animator gacha channel grew super fast. In like a few months we were up to 500 subscribers. This channel lived a year and only got to 100 plus subs. It was a sucky experience, mainly because I'd see other gacha channels who would get successful in no time. They made it look easy, and when I tried a similar tactic, it would just flop. I still kept making videos, such as memes, gacha life music videos, short skits, and honestly anything that I thought people would find interesting. No matter how many videos I pumped out, how many trends I followed, success just seemed so out of reach. And I eventually had to accept that the algorithm won't always be on your side. Then it was 2020. The release of Gacha Club. Gacha Club honestly carried my content throughout 2020 and 2021. I think I could even say this was my peak. Though I still didn't have many subscribers, I pushed through and made videos. I actually got a flow going and uploaded videos consistently, and it eventually became my mindset to just upload for myself, not solely to be famous or for other people. And in 2020, I made my first mini movie called a Gacha movie. Yes, very original. The premise of the movie is just a bunch of overused plots in the Gacha community and me wanting to put them into a single mini movie. From here is where my mini movie era started. I released a couple more movies, some of which have been deleted because I wasn't proud of how half-hearted they were. Then came in 2022. 2022 and 2023 flew extremely fast for me, and during this era, I lost motivation. I had no idea what content to produce, and I was heavily procrastinating on all of my planned projects. I would post short vids here and there, but that was it. And I honestly just seemed to drift away from Gacha. But there was one light, one thing that kept the spark going and prevented me from quitting. And that was When Winter Strikes. This project started in 2022, where I released the trailer and hoping the movie would follow in the same year. Newsflash, it did not. But for some reason, that was my motivation to push through, and so I worked my hardest to publish it. Even though it took 2 years to publish, I'm really proud of it. After publishing that movie, I felt a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. And then you never saw me again for another 8 months. Real talk, I generally got lazy all over again after When Winter Strikes, because it was such a relief to have it off my back, you know? Fortunately, the spark of Gacha remained, despite my inconsistencies. So, 2024 to 2025, which is the present day, as you can see, I'm still pretty inconsistent in uploads, and that's because I decided to focus on what I wanted to upload and when to do it. Again, if that's not your thing, apologies. I feel extremely satisfied to have stayed in the community, grateful to have met such lovely people, achieved the recognition I wanted, and overall still pursued Gacha. I wouldn't be where I am without you all today, and I will always be eternally grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for all the pleasant years in the community, and hopefully to more years to come. Going off script, this was extremely nerve-wracking for me because, like I said, I've never done this before, so I really hope that y'all found it entertaining. Shout out to my boyfriend, by the way. He was very sweet and supported me throughout this whole process. And yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed that and was somehow entertained. If you would like to see more of these, just let me know and I will try my best. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!